background so you know where I'm coming from. I teach sociology at the University of Prince Edward Island, and I'm also director of the Civility Institute. We do research on civility in the private setting, family settings, in educational institutions, and particularly in corporations. My own background and work is very varied. I used to work in advertising. I used to write and direct commercials. I was creative director of advertising agencies. And then I went through a period of 15 years where I was a psychotherapist, counselor. I also did motivational seminars, and finally decided to go back to school, have degrees in sociology, and here I am teaching sociology. But I try to put it all together. The area that interests me the most is the social psychology of human interaction. That elusive aspect of understanding how people work, how they tick, and seeing if we can harmonize that within a corporate environment that is becoming more and more inhuman. And I'll speak about that in a little while. So, I've been invited to speak about customer service. I had the pleasure of looking at the textbook that you're using, which is excellent.
Great.
I'm not going to go through that. This is your area. I'm not going to say these are the magic, steps to follow to have good customer service. I was watching a YouTube video last night, and one of these, very motivated speakers speaking, and he had the MEND formula, right? And it was communicate, empathize, never say the customer's wrong, and then the last one was something like hug the customer. So I'm not going to give you a formula. I want to speak a little bit about the dilemmas, because as you go out into the world and you get jobs, any job you get is about customer service. And unfortunately, companies now are separating this. They're saying, okay, here's the management, and here we have the customer service department. The management should be thinking of customer service 24 hours a day. I would suggest even that we call it customer care. Service is, it's like you're an employee, you're a servant. There's a detachment between where you are and where the customer is. But if you look at it as customer care, then you're really more responding to the needs of the customer, to be treated as a human being that is dignified, that has worth, and whose mind shouldn't be played with. I called a line 2 nights ago. My computer was doing fine. I just wanted to know how to do webmail and stuff. It took 4 hours. I'm on Macintosh, and they don't know how Macintosh works, so they keep putting you on hold, and then they go and look at these instructions for Mac, and then they read them out. And when it gets too complicated, this has happened so many times before that I'm used to. When it gets too complicated, there's that final hold. We're now going to put you on hold. It may take a while. I'll be right back, and they're going to hang up on you. 2 seconds after, you hear the beep, 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 they're gone. And then you call back, and you start all over again. What they don't realize is that for my friends who have an option between Bell High Speed and Eastlink Cable, when I speak to them, they're going to take my word more than Bell's advertising. They're going to say, well, if this is the customer service, that's how they care about us, then we'll just go with cable, right? So there are some very high stakes in serving customers. A company would go bankrupt if it only could depend on one-time sales. There's no such thing. This place here would have shut down a long time ago if you didn't have satisfied graduates talking to their friends, and the friends talking to friends, and in retail sales, the way you survive is through repeat business. So what you want to do is, as a company and as an employee of the company, is work in such a way that people come back to you rather than going to somebody else. Restaurants know this very well. And the stakes are very high because when someone refers a friend to you, the friend will take their word. Already they will begin with your company with a certain feeling of loyalty, right? Conversely, when a friend badmouths your company, the friend will take their word for it because they have empathy between friends. So even if that friend is wrong, they have a very high chance of convincing their friend not to come see you. So you have the opportunity of increasing business. You also have an opportunity through good customer care of fixing your business. Because every time a customer is dissatisfied, they are giving you feedback. Now, a lot of customer service departments, and I don't use the word care because they're not caring, they are serving. They want to get out of the situation as quickly as possible, to make as much money as they can to keep their staff costs down, and they will give you the bare minimum. And that's a big mistake, because by not engaging, by not listening completely to you, they miss learning two things. What is wrong with their system? Customer is the best systems analyst you could get, especially an angry customer, because they have been thinking about this and are upset now. Or you can understand how your system could be presented and explained better, so customers don't do dumb things like, you know, your modem is unplugged and you call Eastern to complain that your internet's shut off, right? And this happened to me the night before. The internet was not in. I saved face in the end. I said, oh, I just found the solution. I used my own knowledge base, that's what it is. To complicate things, you also have a very new market environment. People are stressed, they're hurried, they're experiencing a role conflict, which is what you experience when you're doing too many things, and each thing is putting demands on you. Like you have a child, you go to school, and you have to earn money. 3 different roles clashing creates impatience. So a lot of people out there don't get angry with bad service, they get angry because you've slowed them down. Before yesterday, it cost me 4 hours with UPI's technical support and Bell Alliance technical support. I figured 3.5 hours were wasted because they lacked the knowledge to give me a quick answer of how to forward webmail to another mail address. That's all I wanted. And in the end, I had to work 1.5 hours to come up with it myself. I had to go find it. They couldn't help me. They pretended they'd help me. And I'll speak to this some more before finishing up. So people are hurt. Bad service slows them down. And the anger is very often not connected to the fact that they're dying to get their product working. Because we all know we have so much stuff we own that if one thing doesn't work, we'll claim another to work. Right? It's the emotional needs of people that are not being met. Most customer service should be connected to meeting the emotional needs of the customer, not just their logical needs. Person calls you and says, oh, I don't have internet, I don't know what to do, I'm going crazy. And depending on how you serve them, I know I'm talking a lot about online service, but the same thing in stores, same thing in a small insurance company. We have 3 people seated in the front office. What people want to feel is that they are being considered. You have another thing that complicates the jobs you'll be doing is the massive changes in technology. Every day something's changing. Even the support staff that are there have to keep up with it. So very often you will not have the right answers because you don't know. You simply don't have enough knowledge to help that person. It's like you go in a store. I was in a store in Staples last year. They had 2 printers. One was 200, the other one was 189. Same company. I said, what's the difference between these 2? He thought, looked at the boxes. No, dude, so many products, you can't keep up with them. He looks at the 2 boxes and he says, $11? You know, what do you do with that?